In the quiet stillness of each morning, I often reflect on how the smallest things carry the greatest power. A breath, a thought, a seed. Today, I wish to speak to you not only as a guide, but as someone who, like you, has felt the changes that time brings, especially in the way we see the world, both outside and within. Previously, we explored what we can drink to support our eyes. Simple, nourishing beverages that protect our vision as we grow older. But now, we turn to something even more quietly transformative. The food we place into our bodies, especially 3 tiny seeds that, though humble in size, carry the strength to protect our most delicate sense, our sight. Let me ask you, gently and sincerely, have your eyes begun to feel dry more often than before? Do the words on a page seem to blur even with the right pair of glasses? Have you noticed yourself squinting just slightly more, as if the world is losing its sharpness? If any of these sound familiar, I offer you this reassurance: you are not imagining it. You are not alone. What you are sensing is something very real. The slow wear of the retina, that fragile, light-sensitive layer at the back of the eye. This is the nature of aging, not a flaw. And it is especially common after we pass the age of 70. The retina is unique. It does not cry out when it is damaged. There are no pain signals, no warnings, only subtle signs, a gradual dimming, a quiet loss of clarity. Until one day, you realize something you love has become more difficult. Reading the paper, recognizing a face, watching a film without strain. That is how vision loss enters, not as a storm, but as a slow fog. And it doesn't just take away sight. It can quietly steal independence, confidence, and the feeling of connection to the world around you. But there is peace in knowing this. You are not powerless. You do not need costly pills or invasive treatments to begin protecting your eyes. Your body is already asking for what it needs, and you can answer with something simple, natural, and nourishing. There are 3 seeds, accessible, inexpensive, and profoundly healing. They reduce inflammation, they improve blood flow to the eyes, they support moisture, easing the dryness that so often accompanies aging, and they do not require anything extreme. No radical change, only a willingness to begin gently, patiently, with presence. In the moments ahead, I will guide you through each one, what it offers, how it works, and how to welcome it into your life with grace. Let us begin, not in haste, but in stillness, with the first of these quiet heroes for aging eyes. Let me share with you a small secret, hidden in plain sight, one that your eyes may quietly long for, though they've never spoken the words. In my years of observing both the human body and the human spirit, I've come to understand that healing rarely arrives with fanfare. More often, it enters our lives gently, like a seed. And in this case, it is quite literally so, chia seeds. You may have seen them resting atop yogurt or drifting lazily in the bottom of a health drink. They're tiny, often forgotten, often misunderstood. But within that small shell lies a profound offering, one especially meaningful to those of us walking through the later chapters of life. Why do they matter? Because our eyes, like our hearts, grow weary with age. The retina, that fragile layer at the back of your eye, is not just an organ of sight. It is a place of light reception, where the outer world becomes inner perception. And like all sacred things, it demands care. After 70, the needs of the retina grow louder, though it still whispers. It hungers for oxygen, for nutrients, for calm in the storm of inflammation. Yet blood no longer flows with the same youthful rhythm. Moisture fades, and the eyes begin to feel the cost of time. Dryness, dullness, fatigue. This is where chia enters, not as a miracle, but as a gentle ally. Chia seeds are among the richest plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. While the term may sound scientific, its meaning is simple. ALA helps to soothe inflammation inside the retina and encourage better blood flow through its delicate capillaries. In doing so, it may slow the progression of age-related macular degeneration. the quiet thief that robs so many elders of clarity. Now, if you avoid fish, whether by preference or due to stomach sensitivity, chia becomes even more valuable. Unlike fish oil, chia is plant-based, kind to the digestive system, and gentle in its interaction with medications. But that is only the beginning. These small seeds also carry within them two remarkable antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin. These are the same compounds found in high-end eye supplements, and yet here they are, offered by nature in their purest form. They act as guardians, shielding your eyes from oxidative stress caused by bright screens, sunlight, and artificial lighting. They are the silent protectors of your vision. There is another quality of chia that touches me deeply: its relationship with water. When soaked, these seeds swell and form a soft, nourishing gel. And just as they hold water on the outside, they support hydration within. Many elders suffer from dry eyes, a gritty discomfort that worsens with age. Chia, with its gel-like quality, has been known to support the tear film, helping the eyes stay moist, comfortable, and alert throughout the day. I recall one student, Margaret, 76 years old, quiet in presence but sharp in observation. She had struggled with mild macular degeneration and constant dryness that left her rubbing her eyes each afternoon. We did not overhaul her diet. We did not reach for pills. We simply introduced a spoonful of chia to her morning oatmeal. 3 weeks later, she described her mornings as clearer, not just in sight, but in spirit. Her doctor, too, noted a reduction in retinal inflammation. That is the quiet strength of one small habit, practiced consistently. Now, you may wonder how to begin. The path is simple. Stir a spoonful into oatmeal, blend it into your morning smoothie, or soak the seeds overnight and sip the gelatinous tonic slowly, mindfully, like a morning meditation. Chia has no strong flavor. It adapts easily, but a word of care. These seeds are rich in fiber and absorb water like sponges. Never consume them dry. Always drink plenty of fluid alongside. And if you are taking blood thinners or blood pressure medication, consult your physician first. Chia, though natural, still engages with the body's rhythm. Start with just 1 teaspoon per day. Let your body adjust. Over time, you may gently increase to a tablespoon. Let this be a ritual. Not rushed, not forced, but honored. In 1 spoonful, chia offers what the aging eye so desperately seeks: nourishment, protection, moisture, and peace. And the beauty? You don't need to change your entire life. You need only to invite this one small presence into what you already do, and let nature in its wisdom carry out the rest. Now we arrive at the second seed, a quiet guardian that dwells in simplicity, yet offers profound protection for the part of your vision that holds some of life's most cherished details. If chia seeds support the broader landscape of your retina, then flax seeds stand watch over the macula, the tiny central region that allows you to see with clarity and precision. It is the part of your eye that lets you read your granddaughter's handwriting, catch the sparkle in a loved one's eyes, or follow the fine print of a hymn during morning service. And it is precisely this center, this gateway of detail, that becomes most vulnerable as we age. After the age of 70, the macula often begins to dim, not from a sudden loss, but from a slow erosion, a fading of vibrancy and contrast. Tasks once done without thought, reading a menu, recognizing a face across the room, driving confidently as the sun sets, begin to feel strained or even elusive. Many of those who walk this path describe it not as pain, but as quiet frustration, a subtle disconnection from the world's finer threads. This is why I speak often of flax seeds, because while they do not promise miracles, they offer quiet, steady nourishment, and that over time is where true strength grows. Like chia, flax seeds are rich in a plant-based omega-3 called alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. But flax carries even more of this compound per gram, giving it an edge when it comes to supporting your eye's delicate tissues. Why does this matter? Because inflammation, subtle, chronic, often unnoticed, is one of the hidden forces behind macular degeneration. It dulls the photoreceptor cells, the ones responsible for contrast, detail, and color. It turns the sharpness of vision down like a knob on an old television. ALA helps soothe that inflammation. It nourishes those cells with what they hunger for. It restores, not suddenly but gradually, the light they are meant to carry. But flax holds yet another treasure: lignans. You may not have heard this word before. Lignans are rare antioxidants found in only a few foods, and flax contains them in abundance. Their role: to neutralize the destructive free radicals that accumulate in the tissues of your eyes, to reduce oxidative stress, that slow rusting process that time, light, and pollution bring. Lignans also support circulation. They strengthen the tiny blood vessels that feed your macula. They help the eyes receive nourishment even when the rest of the body moves more slowly. There is one more layer to this story, one not often spoken about in the context of vision, but it is important. Your gut and your eyes are connected. We call this the gut-eye axis. When the gut is inflamed or imbalanced, the ripple is felt throughout the body, including the eyes. Flax seeds contain soluble fiber that feeds the beneficial bacteria in your digestive system. And when the gut finds balance, inflammation throughout the system, including in the retina and macula, may begin to recede. I remember a man named George, 74 years old, quiet but observant. He complained of dry, irritated eyes and difficulty handling glare when driving at dusk. Restaurants, once a place of joy, became uncomfortable due to lighting. He began adding ground flaxseed to his yogurt each morning, 1 spoonful at a time. A month later, he told me he wasn't squinting as much. His eyes didn't burn at sunset. Even his digestion, he said, felt settled. During his next visit, his ophthalmologist noted reduced inflammation around the macula. It wasn't dramatic, but it was real, and it lasted. Now, if you're considering flax, one important truth must be shared. They must be ground. Whole flax seeds pass through your system untouched, like stones in a stream. To access their wisdom, they must be opened. You can grind them fresh with a small coffee grinder or purchase them already ground. Either way, keep them cool, store them in the fridge to preserve their delicate oils. Begin with a teaspoon per day. Let your body listen. Then, if all feels well, increase to 1 tablespoon. As with any fiber-rich food, go gently, and if you are on blood thinners or hormone-sensitive medications, speak with your doctor first. Natural does not mean neutral. It means powerful in quiet ways. What I appreciate most about flax is how effortlessly it fits into life. You need not change your routine. Sprinkle it over cereal, stir it into soup, blend it into pancakes or smoothies. You won't notice it, but your eyes will. This one seed, simple and grounding, may help your vision hold its sharpness longer. It may soften the harshness of light, strengthen your internal fire, and support your gut, your foundation. Let this be one of your daily rituals, not as a task, but as a quiet offering to yourself. A reminder that even as the body ages, clarity can still be nurtured, 1 spoonful at a time. There is one more seed I wish to share with you, a seed that for many brings memories of warm afternoons, shared laughter, or perhaps the simple pleasure of a familiar snack. Sunflower seeds. You may have a bag tucked away in your kitchen, or perhaps you once enjoyed them at a baseball game, cracking shells between innings. Most people see them as just a casual treat, nothing more, but within their unassuming form lies a quiet strength, especially for eyes that have grown weary with time. If you felt your vision blur by evening, if your eyes sting or feel dry after hours spent in light or behind screens, this seed may carry something you didn't know you were missing. Sunflower seeds are a rich source of vitamin E, one of the body's most powerful antioxidants. I often describe oxidative stress as a kind of internal rust. silent, persistent, and slow to reveal its damage until clarity begins to fade. Vitamin E acts like a shield, defending the retina from this breakdown, especially under the constant exposure of light, screens, and environmental irritants. It's not just protection, it's preservation. And it comes not from a synthetic capsule, but from the natural design of a living seed. But there is more. These seeds also offer the kinds of fats your eyes deeply need, monounsaturated fats that help maintain moisture and comfort throughout the day. Many elders describe a familiar discomfort, gritty, burning eyes by mid-afternoon, not simply dryness, but a deeper fatigue, a breakdown in the delicate tear film that protects the eye's surface. Sunflower seeds help restore that balance. Alongside vitamin E, their healthy fats and a touch of zinc support natural tear production. The kind of hydration that sustains, not masks. Circulation too must be remembered. Your retina depends on tiny blood vessels, carrying oxygen and nourishment through narrow, intricate pathways. These vessels, like streams in the forest, must remain open and free of tension. Sunflower seeds carry selenium and magnesium, minerals that help keep these channels relaxed and resilient. I remember a woman named Helen, 79 years old, still driving herself to choir practice each week. Lately, she had begun to struggle in the evenings. Her vision became foggy after long reading sessions, and she felt a strange pulling sensation behind her eyes. We didn't overhaul her life. We simply added 1 tablespoon of unsalted sunflower seeds to her afternoon yogurt. Within 3 weeks, that tightness faded. The glare at dusk no longer unsettled her. Her voice lifted with a quiet confidence she hadn't felt in some time. And that is how transformation often arrives, not through revolution, but through repetition. Not overnight, but over time. If you feel drawn to this practice, there are a few things to keep in mind. Choose unsalted shelled sunflower seeds, especially if you're mindful of blood pressure. If you have dental challenges, you can grind the seeds, blend them into smoothies, or bake them into something soft and nourishing. As always, begin gently. If your digestion is sensitive, or if you have gallbladder concerns, start small and listen to your body's rhythm. This is not a prescription, it is a partnership between you and your own well-being. The beauty of sunflower seeds is not just in their nutrients, but in their ease. No radical change, no rigid program, just a quiet spoonful added to your day, a gesture of care that your eyes will feel long before the world takes notice. We do not heal by force, we heal by presence. And now, having walked with you through chia, flax, and sunflower, 3 seeds, each carrying a different form of support, you may wonder how to begin weaving this knowledge into your life. We'll speak of that next, not as a list of rules, but as a rhythm. One rooted in patience, sustained by simplicity, and guided by the deeper wisdom of your own body. Now that we have quietly walked through the wisdom of 3 seeds, chia, flax, and sunflower, I invite you to pause, take a breath, and let it all settle. Each seed offers something unique to your vision. One nourishes the retina, another guards the macula, and the third restores moisture and circulation. But beyond the biology, these seeds offer something deeper, a way back into gentle care, not only for your eyes, but for your presence in this world. You may be wondering now, do I have to eat all 3 every day? The answer is simple. No, there is no perfect formula, no rigid plan. What you need is not complexity, it is consistency, a quiet rhythm. One small addition to your week that reminds your eyes you have not been forgotten. You see, after the age of 70, our eyes begin to speak to us in new ways. The blur that creeps in as you read the mail, the dryness that sets in after lunch, the strain of glare when you drive at dusk. These are not just signs of aging, they are requests for nourishment, for softness, for care. And if you felt that, the frustration, the quiet fear of losing clarity, I want you to know you are not alone. You are not broken. And this isn't simply how things must be. So many people reach for stronger prescriptions, more eye drops, or simply resign themselves to fading vision. But sometimes the support your body seeks is not in a bottle or a surgery. It's in something as small, as sacred, as a spoonful of seeds stirred into your oatmeal, or a handful scattered over your salad. I've watched men and women regain a sense of clarity they thought was lost. Not because they changed everything, but because they changed one thing slowly and with intention. There was a gentleman I worked with, Albert. He was 81, thoughtful and soft-spoken. His eyes were constantly irritated. Reading left him tired. His vision, he said, felt fogged, but he wasn't looking for a miracle. He just wanted to feel normal again. We didn't overhaul his diet or his life. We added ground flaxseed to his yogurt 3 mornings a week, a sprinkle of sunflower seeds to his lunch, that's all. And 4 weeks later, he returned with a simple truth. I feel clearer. His eyes didn't burn in the evenings. He could focus longer, but more importantly, he felt hopeful again. That is what this journey is really about. Not just vision, not just nutrients, but restoring a sense of ownership over your own well-being in a world that often tells us aging means losing control. But your eyes, they are still with you. They still respond. They still listen to care, not perfect care, but steady, thoughtful care. So I invite you to begin in a way that is uniquely yours. Look at what you already eat. What is one meal, one moment where a seed could find a home? Maybe it's breakfast, maybe it's a snack. You decide, let this not be a chore, but a gift, a ritual, a quiet way to say, I still choose to nourish myself. Because over time, that one small habit, a spoonful here, a sprinkle there, may do more for your vision than you ever expected. And now, before we part ways, I want to offer one more thought. Something I believe every elder deserves to hear. If you followed this journey to the end, I want to thank you, sincerely. It means you care about your health, about your independence, about staying connected to the people and the moments that matter most. When eyesight fades, it doesn't just affect the eyes, it changes how we relate to the world. It becomes harder to read facial expressions, to drive confidently, to enjoy the small joys, a sunset, a book, the laughter of a grandchild. But you are not powerless. With just a few mindful choices, with a steady hand and an open heart, you can begin to shift the tide. You can nourish the retina, calm the inflammation, support your natural tear film. You can say to your body, you are still worth caring for. I do not offer you promises of miracles, but I have seen what quiet consistency can do. I have seen tired eyes brighten, blurry vision become clearer, and perhaps most meaningful of all, I have seen people reclaim a sense of confidence in themselves, not by doing everything, but by doing one small thing well. So wherever you are on this path, whether you've just begun noticing the signs or whether you've lived with eye strain for years, I offer you this truth. It is never too late to begin, never too late to care, never too late to feel hopeful again. Let the seeds you choose be more than nutrition. Let them be a signal, a message from you to your own body. I still choose life. I still choose light. Take this knowledge and make it personal. Make it real. Make it yours. And if what you've received here today brought you comfort, clarity, or even just a gentle nudge in a better direction, then share it. Tell someone you love. Your story might just awaken someone else's. This is not the end, it is a beginning. Because health isn't about being perfect, it is about being present. Take care of your eyes, take care of yourself, and may the light within you remain bright no matter your age.